for April the 10th, 2026. We talk about Reanimal, Hozy, Quasimorph, and much more. Welcome to level 580. My name is Kaye Ross.
I'm Moxie.
I'm Ben Merkel.
And you are listening to The Level. It's a podcast for people who love video games. Rocking it 3 style tonight. This is a rare combination of just the three of us. And I see no reason not to get right away into what you've been up to, Moxie.
Man, not a whole lot. It's, been cherry blossom season around here, so that's been a whole thing. And my mother came down and visited for the weekend. Last weekend? Weekend before.
Nice.
So that's been fun. So,
did she get to see the trees and stuff?
We saw cherry buds.
Okay.
It was about a week too early for actual full on bloom, but it was still fun.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah. No. No cherry trees back, at least where I was living. We have some here in Portland. And so it was just really before everything else, they were they bloomed and boy, I missed greenery. Every year it's it is the sun and then just the colorlessness that get to me. It's dark early and literally everything is gray or brown. Fuck this.
So I don't know if this is I don't know if this was a San Francisco Chinese community thing or this is actually a Chinese holiday that would be everywhere, but you should check out if they do a Plum Blossom Festival, because that was really cool down in San Francisco. Just tons of people selling basically plum blossom cuttings and cultural stuff. I got to try fish skin, which is surprisingly good.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
But if you like flowers and greenery in spring, check that.
There's definitely going to be rose stuff a little bit later in the year for us here.
Oh, so. Yeah, true.
Yeah. Nice.
I feel like where the Midwest lacks in the pretty spring colors they make up for in the beautiful fall colors, but
yeah. Ben, how about you? What's up?
Not much. I started getting sick last Thursday, and so me and my partner were both sick, kind of, but it was all with mild symptoms. So it was kind of a weird state where it's we didn't want to go out and give it to anybody, but then we didn't feel bad enough to stop us from living our lives. So we basically just spent the weekend in. So it was nice. It's just very chill weekend. So
yeah, getting that license, I mean, as I don't know, getting the license to spend a weekend in when shit's about to get busy, as everybody comes back to life. Yeah.
Yeah, that's been one big change we noticed because, it was a beautiful weekend, a lot of sun over the weekend and everything. We live not too far from the beach, quote unquote, of Seattle, which is, but it gets very popular over the summertime. So it went from nobody being here to everybody being here in a short amount of time. So not a welcome development, but we'll endure.
Yeah. I don't have too much going on. I did go to see Synecdoche, New York last week. And yes, it was harrowing. Forget how funny that movie is. Noticing it first time I'd watched it in a room full of people. So that was good. There was a showing of The Descent last night. Oh, I swear that this is not going to be entirely, this segment is not going to entirely be about this theater from now on. I'm mostly, but just whoever's programming it is on a wavelength, I think.
So was it just watching someone play The Descent?
No, The Descent. So I didn't go.
Six-axis shooty thing.
Yeah, really dizzy. Really makes you dizzy, and it's monotonous. No, I didn't get. I didn't go see it. The Descent's really good. It's one of the scarier horror movies I've seen. It's about spelunking. It's this group of women who go kind of like, spelunking, exploring a cave system in Appalachia, and they come across genuine chuds, like underground albino cannibal kind of people. Yeah, but like that's not the scary part. The scary part is like the claustrophobia, the realistic, like, oh, we're trapped down here kind of vibes.
Yeah. It is very interesting in that way because it's a huge genre shift halfway through the movie. But yeah, I agree. The claustrophobia part's the scarier part than, people being torn up by monsters. So
yeah.
Go figure.
It's the only thing scarier than spelunking is cave diving.
Dude, there's a YouTube channel I started. There's a YouTube channel I started watching recently called Scary Interesting, but they do a lot of like real life stories of like people like accidents while like cave diving or like underwater diving and stuff like that. And it definitely scratches the same sort of itch as like a horror movie.
Yeah. Humanity was just not meant to explore under the waves.
Yeah, no. If the sun doesn't touch it, no, thank you. Yeah, but that's all that's happening. I've just been working and then went to a movie, so I'm getting better. Yeah. Yeah. Well, let's talk about games. And to do that, we can do the regular kind of show with the grind, the multiplayer, and the end boss. And why don't we get started with the grind? The grind, where we talk about the games we have been playing over the last period of time or so. Who has something new? Ben has something new. Oh, Ben raised his hands.
Yeah, Go for it.
I used the weekend to get some gaming in.
Okay.
And so actually I have 2 new games for me this week that I played. So I guess one I'll go over that we've talked about already is I did pick up Slay the Spire 2. I had a work event last week where people wanted to play multiplayer after work, so I tried it out. Had a lot of fun with it. I do see the appeal of that. It definitely changes like the dynamics of it. It's nice when you can like help other people in the game, or when someone else can help you if you're like not building a great deck. It's interesting balancing. I know we already talked about it, but I'll say it again, where it's like the person that you're facing has like triple the health, and they attack each person that's playing. So they kind of have like virtually triple the attack.
The person that you're facing, there's a PvP element to this?
No, sorry. The computer or whatever.
The
enemy.
The opponent.
Yeah. So that's how they do the balancing. But even though that scales like very linearly, like it opens up a lot of opportunities where it's like, okay, well, we'll focus on just defense, like defending us and you, and then you can focus on like the broken combo that'll pay off on like turn 4, where, like any one of those strategies might not work out on your own if you're playing the game by yourself. And it's nice to like, again, these are already systems that we already talked about, but like the fact that you can't see everybody's entire hand, but just the card that they're highlighting is great, so that people don't like min-max or anything like that, or like they're not too sweaty about things. So yeah, it seems like it's super well implemented. Outside of that, I played a little bit of the single player. When I did multiplayer, I played as the Ironclad because you have to play at that if you haven't unlocked anything else. Okay. I was surprised that there were a lot of new cards there that I hadn't recognized from the original game. So that kind of opened up new pathways or new like things to try and new strategies. So I was pleasantly surprised with that, because I was expecting kind of like a 1-to-1 reskinning of it. And then outside of that, I tried one of the new classes called the Regent, which is like the astronomer type class. And I briefly tried the Necrobinder class. They both seem interesting, and they seem like very balanced in the sense of like, you're not going to get a runaway win. You do have to like work for it. And you can start to see like what the cards are kind of pushing you in, like the direction they're pushing you in. So you kind of start pursuing like archetypes with that. I've only gotten 1 win so far with one of the new classes. So yeah, I still might kind of hold off on going too deep into it before the like 1.0 is out. But
Mhm.
but yeah, and even just like the quality of life reskinning and stuff does do a lot for the experience. Just like small quality of life things, like when you select things after a battle, like the options like move up for you, so it's just in the same position, which is like a really small subtle thing, but it's like things like that kind of make it like a better experience than I expected. So
Okay.
yeah. So anyway, it's worth a playthrough. I would like to play with some people on the Discord, so I'll probably try and set something up in the near future about that.
It sounds like Dennis has already got stuff started on that too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's already a group of people who are doing it. So, yeah, the other new game that I played this past week is a game called Reanimal, which I don't think we've talked about yet on the show. This is by the people who did Little Nightmares, and it is a co-op version of it. And so it is basically that. So if you've played the Little Nightmares games before, you're basically looking at the same thing, with the only difference being that you're playing with a friend. Presumably you can play it single player too, I think. My friend owned the copy of it, so I just did the guest pass, so I'm not sure what you can do if you own the game, sort of thing. Yeah, so it's nice that they have that feature to begin with. Yeah, so there's not too much to say about this game. It really is very similar to like the Little Nightmares games. It's like you play it if you want to see some like kind of fucked up set pieces and be like, "Ooh, that's grotesque." All right, whatever. It is like kind of buggy at times, and it does have some puzzles that are like pretty poorly telegraphed or like not well like player tested. But it's surprisingly well mitigated if you're playing this with another person, where it's both in the sense of they might figure out a puzzle that you didn't, especially if it's like not well player tested, or just to share in like the not feeling good about it. Is a good like softener.
Okay, a little bit. Are you get a load of this guy you see in this kind of thing?
Yeah. Like we vented about how like the level design of this one place where it's like there's a spot that you can jump up at, but it's like not at all like highlighted at all. And in fact, there's like 2 or 3 other places that were, and so we were like, we complained about that, for a few minutes, but yeah, so that kind of softens the blow. But yeah, so it's kind of hard to say like the good parts about this game because I don't want to spoil anything, so I don't want to say like any of the like set pieces or anything. But it does have it there where it counts, where it does have like imagery that's like, ooh, that's kind of gross, or that's like, ooh.
Yeah.
So that part, if that's what you want to see, they do have that.
Yeah. Is it co-op mandatory? Like, is everything designed around playing with somebody?
I'm not sure. I guess I would guess that it is, because there are a lot of like Uncharted moments where you're lifting someone else up or they're lifting you up. It's possible that they could have AI for doing that, but I honestly, I don't know. I mean, I would, it's a Google search away.
The Steam page does say that it is, that it does have single player.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would probably recommend playing a multiplayer over single player, because I would imagine the frustration would like amp up even more if that were the case. But yeah.
So this looks less. I'll phrase this in a different way. Something that kept me at an arm's length from Little Nightmares and like stopped me from really feeling a lot of urgency to stream it or anything like that is kind of the cutesy horror Tim Burton-y kind of side of things.
Yeah,
a little bit. Like, and I'm that's just a matter of taste, right? But looking at this looks like it has more of an inside vibe. Like, is it is it less cutesy?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely like errs on the side of like grotesque over like cutesy, but it can have like equal amounts of it. So I'll give like a mild spoiler that's not like a critical part of the story. It's like there's like a person that drives around in an ice cream truck at one point, and so you could say that that's like cutesy, but then the person is extremely like horror coded, and like scary, so it's like, so it's more errors on the grotesque side of things, I would say. But yeah, I don't know, but in my mind, I don't think it differs too much from like the Little Nightmares type stuff.
Still a puzzle platformer.
Maybe a little less cute than that game, but still, I don't know. I mean, there's like one of the things that they have in this game is like for Easter eggs is they have like masks that you can pick up and like put on your head, and it's basically like they'll have like kind of explorable things or like side rooms you can go in if you want, and a lot of times they're animal masks, so it'd be like a bird mask or like a cone on your head, and you're just walking around with a cone on your head. I don't know, something that's trying to be, I guess, like lighthearted or fun, but yeah. But yeah, so I think we're maybe about a third of the way through the game and spent maybe like 3 or 4 hours on it. So that's kind of could give you a approximation of how long it'll take. Yeah, I don't know. It's like if you want something that's like what is it? The split fiction type game or whatever, but it's like that sort of experience, but not as good a quality, and like a horror game instead. But it's making like if you,
making it not co-op mandatory does reek of cowardice. I understand, like it opens up the market a little bit more, but like if it was co-op mandatory, I almost would have said like, "Oh Ben, come on and stream this with me," or something like that. Like it was like, well, okay, well, if it's literally just designed so you can do it yourself, then that does not sound special to me.
Yeah, the co-op part's like a little bit clunky too. Yeah, again, the single player, I assume it's something like where the computer is the one that's like pulling you up or something like that in the doors, or it's implemented some way like that. But yeah, it's not as critical that it's a co-op game in the way of those other games, or like A Way Out or something like that, where it's you're not playing video games like every 5 to 10 minutes or something like that. It's more just you're there to talk about how to solve the puzzle, and it could just be one person doing it instead of two, and it would be about the same experience. So
I feel like has an AI companion in a game ever been good?
Alex, maybe for Half-Life Alex.
Maybe Roach. Does Roach count?
Roach could count.
Yeah.
Elizabeth in BioShock Infinite. Same sort of reason.
But she's just like a graphical effect. Nothing bad can happen to her. Yeah.
I don't know. There's a few. Yeah, that's all the new games I got. I do have a few Mewgenics updates if you guys can endure them.
I can.
All right. I am genuinely approaching the end of this game. So my experience from last week is I said I had 3 things left to do in the game. That turned into 5 things to do, and then that turned into 2 things to do, and then that turned back into 3 things to do.
Okay.
So I'm at a point where I'm pretty sure the 3 things I have to do are the final 3 things to do in the game, but it is difficult. It is more difficult to do these things where it demands, like, the part of the reason why it went from 2 to 3 is you have to do 3 things in a row and succeed at each one of them, or it resets and you have to do the mover again.
Okay.
And so, not a fan of that. Especially when, like, the second thing that I failed at, I succeeded in the run, but the cat that needed to survive did not, and so that's like why I failed. And it's like, I don't know if I got an
escort kind of thing.
Not exactly. I don't want to spoil too much, but I know I'm dancing around it and practically saying it anyway. But it does require sustained perfection for a decent amount of time. Yeah. So I would not be surprised if I just watch a YouTube video of the final credits and the final ending sort of thing. But I have gotten credits to roll 2 times on the game at least. So, yeah, and I had a pretty satisfying ending experience within the last week as well. But yeah, so it definitely has like something there if you want to really like master it. So I guess that part's good. And then this is the part where I'm going to have a bunch of cursed sentences for this week. So just preface warning. So I put my meta of the game. I made a YouTube video for it showing like what my house setup was. I posted it on the Discord, posted it on YouTube, posted it on the Mewgenics subreddit, and then was talking to different people about it, got some feedback on it and stuff like that. I learned a couple of things that like I thought I had like optimized the game to shit, but like there are a few more things that you can do to improve even like what I had. And the surprising finding of the Mewgenics community is that they are pro inbreeding in Mewgenics now. Like literally a comment on my video is like, you don't need to be this afraid of inbreeding. Like you're fine. Just inbreed your cats. It's like, so like, at least what the community is saying is like, because the negative of heavily inbreeding your cats is you start getting like defects in your cats. So it'll be like, they might be like cross-eyed, and then that has a game effect where it's like they have confusion for a turn. And so it's like, it starts ramping up where you get more and more negative effects for it. But at least what the meta of the community is that's okay. You take that cat with a defect and you put it in a mutation room, and you wait for that defect to be mutated into something that's a positive, and then you put them back into the regular room. and so you just do it that way, I guess. And like that's at least what a lot of people are doing. So I might explore that meta for a little bit, but this is like the last gasp of my playing in the game. I think I'm more or less like done with the game proper.
Does that get you cats or like positives that are unique to doing that, or is that just a way to?
So the mutations, it's always like a random, you have like maybe 14 different slots on your cat of what can be mutated, like between like tail, eye, arm, body, and like the arms times 4 and the eyes times 2 and eyebrows times 2. So there's a lot of different things that can mutate. I suspect that you have a mutation score on your room. So I suspect that the higher that is, maybe the more likely you can get like a rarer mutation. But one thing that happened that I didn't consider was I have a bunch of cats that have like this really good head mutation where it allows them to take an extra turn at the beginning of a round. And so I've been just creating 4 of those cats and sending them out on a battle, and they can usually like dominate at least like the first 2 acts of the game. But I found out that if you put them into a room, that mutation can go away if they get a new head mutation. Even if there's no change in like the breeding or anything like that. So that was something that I wasn't aware of, to kind of be careful about, or to be more intentional with like how you mutate your cats. But anyway, so this is like, I don't know who this is helpful for, because this is like only helpful if you're like 100+ hours into the game. But anyway, yeah. I think the summary is I really like that game. There's a lot of depth to it, but I think I'm okay to close the chapter on it pretty soon. So
that makes sense.
Yeah. All right, that's all I got.
Cool. Slay the Spire 2, Reanimal, and Mewgenics. Moxie, I'll go to you next.
Sure. So I picked up a game on sale for Steam sale called Quasimorph. Have any of you guys heard of this or played this?
No,
I have not.
So basically, the backstory is that at some point in the future, anarcho-capitalists overthrow all world governments by nuking Geneva, and just basically form a anarcho-capitalist dystopia, which is redundant, but
definitely breaking the Geneva Conventions if you nuke Geneva.
That's like number one.
Yeah. Please not to be nuking. So and then the end result is that the world is so horrible with with capitalism in charge that it weakens the bonds between our world and hell, and demons start crossing over.
It's a doom by different means. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but the problem is that the humans barely notice because they're already in hell, and the demons are just like, oh, this is just like the place we left, and so they start a corporation. And you play as a mercenary who is traveling through the solar system, taking contracts from these various factions. The actual gameplay is basically a turn-based extraction shooter.
Okay.
Very much in the very more in the style of like a dungeon crawler than.
Sorry. Just Ben shared an image.
I'm sorry.
Appears to be a text box with a woman named Jane speaking, and there's text over it that says "Obey waifu."
This is from the trailer of the game.
Oh, sorry. Continue.
That does sound about right.
Like top down, kind of like tile based extraction shooter kind of thing, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So not like a XCOM light, but more like a roguelike or that sort of thing. Probably its biggest feature is the fact that it's just very, very brutal.
Okay.
It's very much a thing where like you can open up a door at the wrong time and have someone just shoot you in the face with a shotgun and you're instantly dead and the run's over.
Okay.
That gets even more complicated by the fact that the more people you kill or the more evil acts you do, like cannibalism, because this does have survival mechanics, you have to eat.
Gotta eat.
You raise the area's quasimorphosis level, and as it gets higher and higher, there's an increasing chance that when you kill an enemy, they'll just spontaneously turn into a demon.
Okay.
Who are very dangerous. It though sometimes can work in your favor because you'll definitely have missions where like one of the missions types is kill everyone. And I've had times where, like, I get to a floor, I walk a few steps out of the door and get the message that the mission is completed. Just from the demons, take everyone out.
Yeah. That has that for some reason, like that particular thing calls to mind heat signature, actually.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then the other interesting mechanic is they have a really interesting, I guess, kind of progression mechanic where each of the corporations, I think it's daily, they have a power score and a technology score, and they can basically spend their power either to research and increase their technology score, or to contest one of the mission locations, which is what generates the missions. So basically, you're directly, if they lose one of these missions, they take a hit to their power score. If they win, they'll often take control of an area.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's actually a big part of the strategy, both in terms of wanting to build up goodwill with a technology or with a corporation that has technology that you want long term, but also like having to balance not trying to keep any of the corporations from getting too powerful. In particular, the Demon Corporation, if you don't like some periodically take them out, they'll just take over the galaxy.
Okay.
How many corporations are there?
There's like 12.
Okay.
And they range from there's I think 3 demon corporations, several just like various industrial like megacorps, but there's also like in this world it's legally all organizations must be corporations. So there's also like a church that is a corporation and a kind of pagan like new age religion that's a corporation.
Okay.
There is a pirate corporation, and then there is a communist organization that is fighting to reinstate nation states.
Okay.
So, but yeah, it is very much a it's the type of game where like a legitimate and common strategy is to just butcher all of the people you kill in order to harvest their fecal matter so that you can ferment it into alcohol and use that to make Molotovs.
Okay.
Or just to drink your way out of, like, forgetting the demons exist.
Is there a mechanical benefit to the?
Yeah.
Or is that
like
a joke? Sorry.
No. It's like the whole, as far as I can tell, like the whole idea is that like it's kind of 40K style, where like the demons are powered by negative emotions. So things like cigarettes or alcohol or that sort of thing lowers the quasimorphosis level, because even though all these horrible things happening, as long as you're not aware of it, like it doesn't contribute to the demons.
Like the sanity effect kind of deal.
Yes, exactly. It's basically a sanity effect. Yeah. So yeah, highly recommend it. Although I will say, like, I think some of the difficulty and some of the progression, in terms of like the overall progression of the various corporations could be adjusted. The most obvious thing being like it's, unless you plan on allying with the demons, it's virtually required that like the very first thing you do is just take them out.
Okay.
And I think I think it is good gameplay to have that be a consideration. I think it's bad gameplay for that to be basically what you always have to do every run.
Mm-hmm.
What's the world like? Because you were saying like the missions might be generated by these like corporate plays or whatever, but is it all like a single player instance, or like
it's all single player. Basically, there's a whole bunch of the various planets and like whatever like Eris and Pluto and stuff like that are. Mm-hmm. And each of them will have in the neighborhood of like 4 to 5 slots that will either be a mission because someone's trying to take it over, sabotage it, or something like that, or will be someone you can like trade with. Will basically be the corporation actually being a corporation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like even with the corporations, like that sorry, person who has only ever played Heat Signature compares everything to Heat Signature. Like that had something like really similar to where like who you were working for informed what kind of missions you had. Yeah, so like that tracks with me, at least with that flavor of roguelike structure.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And there's also one thing it does really well is there's a big gap in what sort of units and weapons and stuff like that the various factions field. Mm-hmm. And that can be really interesting because it's things like, for example, the demons tend to be difficult to fight because they're almost all elemental, so like conventional armor isn't really designed for that. Mm-hmm. And likewise you can have things where like say you're fighting someone that fields a lot of melee units, often if you can keep them at range, that'll be a really easy mission. But if you can't keep them at range, it's easy for you to get overwhelmed super, super fast.
Okay.
So this looks like a super unique game. Like everything I'm seeing on the trailer, like it looks like, there's a lot of cool systems in it and everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and seems fairly, I guess story focus probably isn't the right word, but like world building focus. So like all of the factions have fairly in-depth backstories you can read, and the missions have various kind of procedurally generated, what's going on, stuff like that. So yeah.
Is this complete?
No, it's early access.
Okay.
I think the rumor is that it's nearly complete, but it is still in early access.
Okay. Yeah.
It looks like it was released in early access in 2023 for reference.
Yeah. So it's mature at the very least.
Yes.
It's not.
Yeah, exactly.
As mature as a game where you can ferment shit can be.
Exactly. That is a very much a thing.
Yeah. No, this looks neat.
Mhm.
I am I'm curious about it. Just from a like the tactical combat kind of side of it, I
Yeah,
suppose.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and one thing it does do there that's kind of different from say like an XCOM is almost everything in the game is destructible, and if you miss, your bullets still go somewhere.
Okay.
So that means just a whole bunch of things. You can just shoot straight through cover if you want. There's instances where it's actually better not to target the your target, but to target kind of past them so that you miss cover but still intersect them.
Okay.
Just
right.
weird stuff. So it's like it's weird. You are firing actual bullets, which is not very common in this sort of game.
Yeah. That is you can kind of do a little bit of stuff like that in XCOM, where you like aim, like just manually aim like at a tile that's like a little bit past.
I didn't know you could do that.
You can't directly. Yeah, there are ways that you can accomplish that, but like that sounds like that almost unlocks this game for me and makes me more excited, which is like the unintended consequences, which probably interacts with the difficulty in a frustrating way some of the time, but like I don't know. I like the idea that a failure can make things more interesting.
Yes, and as you might imagine, like explosive barrels and all that stuff definitely make their appearance.
Well, and this is sci-fi, so like, are you like you're out in space? Like, is there a way? Like, oh no, we're decompressing, kind of
I
thing going
haven't
on?
seen
Or?
that so far.
Okay.
I haven't seen that so far. I would definitely like to see them add that, and I think it would be like very on brand. But yeah, no, I haven't seen that yet.
Cool.
Is it are you just controlling one person when you're going on a run, or is it like a squad of people?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, just one person. I believe you can get consumables that are like drones and stuff like that, I think. Although I have not yet, but I think you can get those.
Cool. Sweet. What else?
So the only other thing I've been playing is something we might want to tag team, which is Marathon.
Yeah. I've been playing that as well. I am curious to hear what you think because we played. Dennis, you and I did a couple of runs, which was fun. I kind of almost didn't expect you to pick it up because of the PvP angle. Usually, you react very negatively to that. So I'm kind of curious how it's hitting you.
So some of it is Dennis got it for me for a birthday gift. So
cool. Yeah.
So that definitely makes it easier. Overall, I'm enjoying it. I still don't see anything that PvP adds to the experience. Like so far at least, it's basically been there's matches where I never see another player and matches where other players make the match less fun. I've never had a match where other players make the game more fun.
Okay.
But the core game, I think I've really been enjoying. It's the aesthetic they went with for this is very weird. I never played the previous Marathon. Does it have like a big like transhumanist body horror themation to it?
Not really. The original Marathon is almost like a like a first swing at Halo aesthetically, just with like bug monsters and brain monsters instead of the covenant monsters that you get, the squid mouth guys. Yeah, no, the aesthetic is really opinionated, and I enjoy that.
Yeah, I mean, I really like the aesthetic. Like, I'm definitely all for it. I think the weirdest thing I've seen is I've seen some people cite it as like, oh, this is I know presenting this game as being in opposition to supposedly woke games that have unattractive protagonists.
What?
It's like the fact that this is like your go-to for like attractive protagonists raises some very interesting questions.
Yeah, but also like this game, fucking discourse. We live in hell.
Sure.
The thing that I've heard is, like otherwise, like there people are trying to say like, oh, this is Concord 3, Highguard was Concord 2, and now we're coming for Marathon because they don't like Bungie, but also like the aesthetic in this is really queer. Like,
oh, I didn't consider that. Yeah, I mean that's a good point.
Yeah. Just in terms of the kind of like overall styles of the different of the different shells character kind of deals. So yeah, that is a dumb axis on which to rest an argument about the quality of an overall game. Talking about the attractiveness of the characters.
yeah, it's very, very strange, but
it's just weird for that to like completely shut you out of a game too. Like even if you have like a issue with the aesthetics, but
yeah, like I can understand it being additive to a game, depending on what the themation of the game is and what what it's going for, that sort of thing. Like in a wuxia game, like the protagonists in that are always pretty, and that's part of like the genre. That sort of thing. But yeah, it's weird for that to like, I don't know, be like you said, a core part of like how someone assesses a game.
Yeah.
But, yeah,
especially because you don't see your character. Like it's all first person. Exactly. Like you see it on the lock screen.
Right.
Yeah. Or the lobby screen rather. Yeah.
And like personally, I on the whole, love the aesthetic. Like, both the character designs and also the kind of weird, like oversaturated, like color schemes and stuff like that for the actual locations is really fun.
Yeah. Yeah, that the bright primary neon color kind of thing works just to make it feel distinctive, honestly, because
exactly.
And and there is like post-apocalyptic kind of stuff. You're on a colony that failed and they don't know why, and the why is explained in the first Marathon, or at the very least the second as well. But like you do get the like the gray post-apocalyptic stuff outside of the actual facilities, but like the designed space. I joked about this with Dennis, and then I said it on a stream earlier today. It's like having a firefight on a periodic table of elements.
Yes, very much so.
Which is cool.
It is also very cubey, kind of almost like a Lego piece construction aesthetic.
Yeah, so, it's modular. Yeah. I don't know.
I will say, to me, this feels like it suffers from the Overwatch thing, in that, like, this would be better as a narrative based game, and it feels like you guys wanted to make a narrative-based game, and the money people told you no.
Wow. Yeah.
It depends, because it's like Destiny was really big on multiplayer, but Halo is definitely single. Well, I guess Halo had both. So
yeah, like if Halo was designed at the if Halo was not made when it was made, if it was made any later, it probably would have been something closer to this.
Yeah. Right. Well, I mean, we live in the darkest timeline.
well, yeah. I'm enjoying it as a narrative experience. Like getting the because you only get like non-environmental storytelling as rewards for completing different kind of challenges, right? It fills out a codex as it goes, and some of those are basically like files, which is in line with what Marathon, the old Mac series, was, which was, all of the story was presented on terminals, in kind of like email conversations and like, just files that you pulled up. This is, really similar to that. Yeah. Yeah.
I am interested to see if they do the traditional Bungie thing of like taking whatever the most interesting part of like the world they've created and just ignoring it.
They're ignoring a whole bunch of stuff, because I went back, once I decided, okay, I like this, I'm going to keep on playing it. I was like, I can't remember what happened in the Marathon series. We covered Marathon 2, which is like considered to be the best one on WoF several years ago at this point, and I only have the broadest strokes memory of it. Like, that series gets wacky in ways that they are ignoring for right now, but gives them an awful lot of opportunity. Like, basically with the raid stuff, like with the cryo archive, like actually going up to the colony ship, as what it is. Like, they're going to start like dipping into that and harvesting it. Yeah.
My big complaint on past Bungie games is just been, it felt like they didn't have any concept of like character-based stories. Like their only move was like big set piece, like let's move this off of boring Earth and get to interesting Halo.
Mm-hmm.
Or like in Destiny, like let's spend 5 minutes dealing with these immortal people suddenly being mortal again. That's boring. Instead, let's blow things up.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it's still early on, and though I've spent a lot of time, even just in the first 2 maps on it, like
the maps are amazing.
Oh, the maps are so fucking good. So I never played Destiny at all. Like, haven't touched like a second of it. So I have no idea like what their level design was like on that. So I may just be attributing to this something that they had done before. But like the fact that like the maps are these gigantic, it takes you minutes to run across them. Like, I think that all contain, it's like a bunch of interconnected, like what would be like multiplayer arenas. Like each one of these little facilities could be its own level, from what I remember of like an old Halo game. Yeah. And they're really intricate.
Yeah. I would say Destiny definitely did that in most of their levels, not to the same degree of intricacy, but definitely they did that. They also, there are definitely locations in Destiny that have the same like design sensibilities as this. When you get to some of the like pre-collapse areas and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I think it's a lot of fun, and the player abilities are actually pretty fun.
Yeah, I was going to ask like what class, like what shell has been working for you?
I have not found one. Not to contradict myself, like all the abilities I've found so far, I can all see how they are very cool. I haven't found any that works really well with my playstyle yet. I think part of it is the time to kill in this seems very, very short.
It is,
which kind of makes to me a lot of the abilities kind of useless. Because
there's all the charge up time on a lot of them is really long too.
Yeah,
and that's a way, one of the ways in which gear can make things better for you, like the cores that you get put different conditions oftentimes on different things that you do will cause it to charge up faster, right? Yeah.
And I think one of the difficulties I had is, for example, one of the frames has basically like a rocket launcher arm, which is really cool.
The Vandal is that one, yeah.
Right, exactly. Except that almost all fights are either I see them before they see me, in which case I don't need a rocket launcher, or they see me before I see them, in which case I never have time to use a rocket launcher. So that's I would say, like, Grad, I am very anti short time to kill, so like this is probably also just my preference, but yeah.
Yeah. Play around with them. You're going to find one. I didn't think that the thief would work for me, but I think I'm settled on her as who I like, primarily because I do want to play this as like a scavenging, looting kind of game. And that visor, the visor ability, it highlights even through walls within a certain radius around you, containers, and they are color coded based on the most the highest level thing that's in there. You know, it's like, this green one, like, that has at least one green item in it, and you can prioritize where you're going to go and be like, okay, like, it's really fun, like being in a squad. I'm just playing with Dennis, and then we run past a building and we're like, hey, should we loot this? I'm like, oh, well, let me check. And it's like, there's like one green thing, but there's not really much. It's not worth it.
Yeah, that is cool. That is cool.
Yeah. That and her drone, which is ostensibly for pickpocketing. Like, you fly out this butterfly drone to latch onto somebody and take the most valuable thing out of them or out of a container, and then bring it back and then loot that as like a chest. Also, it's just incredibly good for recon too. And then the grappling hook, obviously, is super
Gotta
great.
have the grappling hook.
Yeah, and that's not even for me being a parody of myself reasons. It's just because of all the movement abilities. It is the one that is most useful for exploration. Like, most of the other ones can't get you up like 2 or 3 floors, but this one can. But like, as a way to launch yourself out of trouble, it's really good because it doesn't actually have to latch onto anything. It will.
Yeah, that is a interesting decision that I think is really cool. But yeah, I've never seen that before.
Yeah. But just if you're just in the middle of a fight and you need like an shit, like, you just like Catwoman out.
Right.
Yeah.
And I do like that. I think every class has some movement ability, which is nice, because it always sucks when like one class has the super cool grappling hook and then everyone else is just kind of walking around.
Yeah. No, the assault one has the air dash, which is really good. And I've did play the Vandal, which is the rocket launcher one, the one with the kind of the punk aesthetic. I did play as her for a while because of the double jump on that, which
and that is really cool.
Yeah.
And I am predicting, well, this is an obvious prediction. I am sure as the game is out for a while, people will develop, strategies and metas and stuff like that that'll kind of inform this.
Yep.
The one thing I would say, like, setting aside some of my like personal gripes, the one thing I would say I would like to see them really focus on is making the loot more comprehensible.
Yeah, that is a big problem for me.
Yeah, especially because you have a ton of different inventory slots, which is really cool. But the problem is it's incredibly difficult to like tell what you're doing. And I think also it kind of undermines some of the multiplayer elements. Because, like, for example, playing as the thief, it would be a lot of fun for like your role being like, I can find all the gear and then hand it out to my team.
Yeah.
But like, realistically at this point, like, by the time I assessed what gear is worth taking and then went and gave it to someone, like, the match is half over.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, eventually you get a little bit of it, like, just like, okay, this is here's a heuristic, like, okay, this is salvage, like, you learn to read the icons and stuff, but like, when it basically, I don't care about the different kinds of weapons that I see or the different implants, right? Like, I see, I basically what I look at on a weapon when I pick it up is, okay, is it green or blue? Like, okay, is this high quality? Is it worth spending the inventory space on? And then, like, what kind of ammo does it use? Like, if I pick this up, will I actually be able to fire it? Because it can only be most useful to me right now. Because I don't bank on extracting with stuff.
Right. Yeah. Totally. Yeah. It's no, that's totally agree. I do like their like their equivalent of kind of laser weapons, electronic weapons, where it's like it basically has like regenerating ammo, or you can reload. So I guess kind of like Mass Effect did in some of the later things.
Yeah.
I think that's really cool.
Mhm.
Also, like apparent.
Sorry, I didn't realize there are different kinds of ammo in this. Like, how many different kinds of ammo is there
Not
across weapons?
not very many. It's not like
Okay.
there's like there's heavy bullets, light bullets, there's the energy cells, and then there's like a special one that's like shotgun and sniper rifle
Okay.
kind of like together is the sense. So it's like 4 maybe of what I've seen. So and they're all visually distinguishable from each other. It's not like,
Yeah.
okay, this is 5.56 and I can't put that in one that's 4.45 or whatever. You're not, it's
Yeah.
not that. It's
Right.
yeah. Any like cool stories of stuff that you kind of ran into?
Not a whole lot yet. I'm still honestly in the like I barely know what I'm doing stage. So I'm just glad that the people I've been teamed up with when I haven't been playing with you guys have mostly been pretty cool.
Mhm.
I did one rook run, and that was kind of interesting. I need to figure out, kind of more of the specifics, but
Mhm.
yeah, no, it's been fun.
Nice.
Do you think that our AI is evil?
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like that was my original thing of like giving it the side eye.
Yeah. No, she's yeah. What's her name? Oni's probably gonna turn on people. Yeah, that's baked into it. That's just the setting. Wait until you see some of the other like faction representatives. Because like
Really?
so some of them, like one of them is just a Dark Souls boss.
Nice.
Which is really funny. You'll know exactly which one. It's Traxxas for anybody who's listening. Just like go and look up the reveal video for the Traxxas boss. It's very funny.
I do like that the anarchist faction gives you missions to just destroy things. Like their first mission.
Yeah, no, that is super fun. So like in order to join, in order for them to like let you in, you needed to any of the factions, you have to do like an introduction kind of mission. The anarchist one, the anti-corporate is called MITA is what it is. And like, okay, you need to destroy 15 UESC robots, like the PvE, like patrol security robot kind of things, which fine, you can do that over a couple of runs at worst. But then it's like you need to bust 20 windows. You need to break windows in the maps. And you think, okay, well that's kind of silly. Like what would I? How would that be hard? And then you drop into a map where other people are trying to do that too. And just like like anytime you're on perimeter, you'll hear shattering glass because other people are doing that, so they're taking your windows away from you, so you want to stop them from doing that. And also, like, if you're out there doing it, sound design is the sound design in this game is so fucking amazing. But like everything you do makes noise, and breaking glass especially makes noise. So if you are going around and smashing out all of the glass in a facility, that's going to draw a lot of attention. So like, oh no, it's like suddenly this like what seems like a really goofy little like haha kind of deal. No, this is a genuine like gameplay challenge, especially that early on. Yeah.
Also, I think a really good decision on their part is any missions, if you're teamed up with someone and they complete a mission, you get at least the like faction experience. I think maybe you get the reward. I'm not sure. But
I don't think you get the reward, but you do get faction experience if you have unlocked that faction. Yeah.
Right. And that's huge because that means like even if someone you get teamed up with someone that's doing like low level missions you've already beaten, you still get like stuff out of it, which is really nice.
they've found a way to make doing like the repeated content still reward you, which I think is very good.
Exactly.
So like if you are, playing with friends and just like, okay, I'm not going to advance my objectives. We're just going to get you through this tutorial stuff. And I still get rewarded for doing that. Yeah. Or there are missions you can take in that are just, you get credit for doing a particular kind of thing. You know, and you can just kind of do one of those and advance toward it if you want to. Yeah, I'll be curious to hear how your opinion evolves as you play more of it. But I don't have much more about Marathon beyond. I had a funny thing happen today. I was doing Rook runs on stream, and going around doing a bunch of scavenging, and it was within, I don't know, maybe 2 minutes of my starting of a run. So these people were going for at least 15 minutes. And I ran into a facility, and then I saw a guy, and the guy saw me, and we just kind of like stood there, and he said, "Hey, Rook, you cool?" And I was like, "Yeah, man, I don't have anything. I will go the other direction." I was like, "Okay, cool. Yeah, you're good. You're good." Which is the genuinely one of the first times that somebody's first reaction was not just, "I'm going to blow this person away on sight." Well, it is not a very friendly meta right now. And my news story is related to that. His friend was not listening to him though. His friend, and he was saying, "Hey, don't shoot, don't shoot. They're cool." And the friend, no voice chat or anything, like not talking on procs at the very least, didn't listen, just fucking shot. And the guy who was talking was like, "All right, okay." It was like something out of a Farrelly Brothers movie. That was very fun. Yeah, it is. I am looking forward to the way the meta is going to evolve, and maybe if it does become a little bit more friendly or a little bit more collaborative, especially in solo lobbies, which is where I spend some a good deal of time, or in treating the way people treat Rooks. Is kind of cool because like I mean, even if I was like with a crew, we ran across a bunch of people. If it was like, "Hey, listen, we're going different directions. You're headed this way. I'm headed this way. There's no reason we have to kill each other." Like, I want to be able to do those negotiations on the fly, and nobody fucking wants to talk.
I would like to see them do something like Arc Raiders and like have how often you engage in PvP be part of matchmaking.
Yeah. I'm curious if they're going to do that, or if they look at the aggressive meta as a differentiator, as a selling point.
I mean, it's a corporate, AAA studio, so I generally assume whatever is worse for the game, that is what they will do.
It's just Arc Raiders is popular. I don't know how popular if Marathon is. I don't know relatively to each other. I would think taking those ideas.
Well, the player counts.
Fucking whatever. If there's a good idea that's worth doing the good idea, I think.
I agree.
Just
I totally agree.
I wish that there were PvP lobbies or PvE lobbies, right?
Yeah, no, I agree.
They're
just joking,
they're responsive.
There's been like every other post on the forum, it's just people talking about player counts.
Yeah, people dooming. Yeah, it's fucking awful. I'm enjoy playing the game. Yeah.
My question is it going to be me or Jala who gets this game in the next 2 weeks?
I don't know.
Because it seems like that's the pattern right now with the level people.
I don't know. Don't get it if you don't think you're going to play it. But I don't know. It is one of those things where like talking about it is fun. But also like, you know what this is based on us talking about it too.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
So yeah, that's me with Destiny as well. Enjoying fitting that in at odd times in between doing other stuff. The only other thing that I've looked at and I've not played a whole bunch of, but it kind of called out to me, is a game with a terrible, terrible name. I hate the name of this game, and I don't know why they called it this, but it's called Hozy. Hozy. this is an unpacking like, except instead of being pixel art and having like definitive slots where stuff can and can't go, kind of thing, instead of being like a puzzle, this is like 3D, and it's a lot more kind of like free form for where things can be put, and it is a neat compromise in this space, because like you can do aesthetic stuff in unpacking, like people have wildly different approaches that they take to how they sort things, and how meticulous they want to be or whatever, but broadly things are going to kind of look the same. So there's that. Like the unpacking is a puzzle game. Then you get things, when I've been going and looking for unpacking likes, where it is just pure decoration, and it's like, imagine The Sims, like with the whole catalog of stuff, but there's no you can just pick whatever you want and put it there. It's literally just like a little dollhouse where you're putting like stickers and stuff. That's a bit of a bummer. So it's like maximizing the expression, but it's not like you have a definitive number of things that you need to fit into this space. There's and
no
the story
gameplay mechanic tied to it.
Right. Yeah. There's no mechanic to it, which is disappointing. It widens the expression by making it 3D, and by having kind of like a house flipper kind of cleanup kind of deal. Like this is 3D. You're looking at the room kind of in cutaway, and it starts out being a complete disaster, and then you go and pick everything up. It's called Hozy because of cozy. House cozy. I hate it. But once it's clean, and once you've kind of like, painted everything how you want to do it, then the boxes come in, and it's like, well, put stuff where you need to put it. Fit all this in here, and you get that nice little, like, I have no idea what's going to come out of this box next, kind of thing. And like, oh, well, shit, I didn't realize there were going to be this many chairs. Chairs come out of boxes in this. Also, that is something cool in this. You're moving the furniture and not just placing the little possessions around it too. So you get wildly different configurations on it.
Can you reposition stuff you've already placed, or is it locked
in?
Okay,
yeah, you can reposition. You can reposition stuff. Okay. So like it's you kind of do like you do in real life. Okay, I'm going to unpack everything that's in this box, kind of lay it out, and then decide where it goes after that, right?
So I'm hearing that you finished unpacking in real life, so you needed an unpacking game to fill the void.
Yes, I needed to kind of titrate myself down off of it. Yeah. No, but it's been a while. I had been looking for an unpacking. Like there is like story stuff to this. Like you are playing like a character who's like going back to her parents' house, and like this is like reliving memories. And you kind of deal. I've not gotten far enough to know if that story goes anywhere. Like talking about unpacking in the first 3 or so levels is really different than talking about the whole thing. So if I end up completing this and there's like a huge story reveal that it makes this hit with an emotional punch, I will let you know. But yeah, this is neat, and it is the first of the unpacking likes that is not just a straight clone and not just a no mechanics. Wouldn't it be nice if you could put things places kind of game? Yeah.
It looks pretty. Like it looks like the tilt filter lens. Like it feels like it's like that when you're playing the game.
Yeah, it's like a diorama. It's like everything is very hazy as well. Hazy, cozy, Hozy.
The title almost looks like hazy. At least
we're still hung up on that.
So. Yes, yeah. But everything has kind of like this kind of nostalgic glow to it, and relatively high detail as well.
Oh, it's like a Kincaid painting.
Yep. Yeah. So yeah, it's neat so far. Like it just came out like a week ago, something like that. So I don't know. Nice. That's what I got. Yeah.
We got a good spread of games this week.
Good widespread.
Multiplayer.
Now it is time for the multiplayer, where we ask you a question and you answer it. And I am in the position of reading a question that Dennis posted. So we will see what Dennis posted. We stand on vibes here at the level. What games aesthetics feel tailor-made for you, regardless of how much you play the game itself? And Dennis was inspired by this. I posted a screenshot of my player avatar in Marathon. The thief. I got a really cool looking shell where it's all black clothes, but this bright neon kind of accent colors. And I was like, yeah, no, this is a good game. Like this aesthetic rocks. And Dennis decided let's take Kaye's answer away. Let's make Kaye's answer easy. So that's mine. But we're going to read other stuff. Let's Moxie, what does Jala say?
Jala says, Abyss Odyssey is exactly my shit. So is Cyclopean, the Great Abyss. These are very different styles. Abyss Odyssey is Art Nouveau Art Deco from Chile. Cyclopean is green on black, old computer screen style pixel art.
Mm-hmm. That's rad. Both of those. The play in Abyss Odyssey does not speak to me, but the aesthetic definitely does. The art style. I think Jala just likes abysses.
I love once you get back to the boss fights are really cool in that. A lot of literal interpretations of like biblical descriptions of monsters, which is fun.
Yeah, that's good. Doing like a Shimigami Tensei kind of thing.
Yeah.
Ben, what does the Ugly Machine say? What does Maddie say?
Maddie says, Armored Core, a little personal craft you can pilot and make all your own. There are as many stuffed shirt military folk as there are wildcard mavericks and everything in between, and they all swirl around in a mechanical transhumanism ethos. The clicks, lights, beeps, clunks, it's all so good for my brain. Shout out to Assassin's Creed 6.
Armored Core 6.
Armored Core 6. Yeah. I thought the first one was Assassin's Creed when I saw Odyssey as well. So something about that's in my mind.
No. Just too many games have the AC because equally applicable is Ace Combat. Yeah.
So shout out to the noise in Armored Core 6. When you overuse your jump thrusters and are forced to wait for a longer cooldown. It's a good mix between the airplane fasten seatbelts noise and the door ajar alarm on a late 80s K car, and the perfect amount of tisk tisk you can do better.
Bing, bing, bing. The Ugly Machine has posted a screenshot, maybe actually from Armored Core, of somebody having made an Armored Core branded after like Milwaukee tools and toolboxes. Nice. the white text on red. That is very funny.
And this makes me want to play this game. I did not have much desire, but that is very much my jam.
Yeah. I mean, Armored Core 6 is very soulsy, but like, I found it to be difficulty fuck in a way that was irritating. But like Armored Core 4 for Answer is really good and has a story that's bleak as shit, and you get a lot of this aesthetic stuff too. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Threnza says, I love the reactions that the art team was able to get out of the pixel sprites in FF6. And then posted a picture of Gao laughing. Give me a picture of Gao laughing. That's those pixels are great. The way that they were able to, or those sprites rather, are great. The way that they were able to animate those into actual acting, kind of just from a handful of animations, is good. Everybody's waggling their finger at each other.
That's the one where you suplex a train, right?
Yes, yeah. Sabin has a suplex move. You get to fuck with that train. Moxie, what does Dixie Normus say?
Dixie Normus says, Darkest Dungeon. I love the dreary scenery and the heavy inking on the characters and monsters. Also the immaculate vibes from the late and great Wayne June. That man had a voice that was made to read Eldritch prose.
Yes.
At last, wholesome marine life can flourish. If indeed there is such a thing. I think we've already established that, like, the oceans are all evil, so.
Yeah. No, the sun doesn't touch it. Yeah.
Darkest Dungeon is great.
No.
It's too bad about the sequel, but the first one was great.
Oh, I was about to say that the at least the aesthetic on the sequel, I was worried about the 3D. Like they did change the player proportions, but they get the same vibe across.
The aesthetics
like the way
are
it
very
looks.
good in the sequel. Yeah,
I also like the sequel because it's 45-minute runs as opposed to the persistent 45-hour kind of deal. It's a neat structure that works more to my taste. Yeah. Let's hear, Ben. What does Double Cake say?
Double Cake says, when I played Super Lesbian Animal RPG, haven't heard of that game, the pixel art and enchanted color palette were so beautiful that my eyes developed a fuzzy feeling. It was so good it made my brain tingly. Sweet.
Looks like it's an RPG Maker game that has kind of a bright pastel look to it with furry or anthro characters. Take your choice of which word you want to use. Cool. Yeah. Never heard of it. Let's see. Callum says Bloodborne. It is still the only Soulsborne I have finished, and I have finished it so many times. The Gothic horror turns to Lovecraft vibe is so much more interesting to me than the Dark Souls setting.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the case for a lot of people, actually. Same thing with Armored Core, where they don't give a shit about either the Victorian thing or the dark medieval kind of vibe. Like, no, I want the robots. And then Sekiro people are like, yeah, no, I'll parry slap for me, please.
Sekiro has people.
Yeah, Sekiro has shooters. People really like it. I like it. It's a good game. I admire it. It just didn't work for me. I'm mostly being provocative by calling it parry slap. Yeah.
I don't know enough to be offended by it.
Yeah. Somebody out there got really upset. Like, whoop, Sekiro invented parry slap, you Philistine. Moxie, what does Hurricane Belushi say?
Hurricane Belushi says, Crow Country is a Resident Evil Star game with monsters designed straight from Silent Hill. A wonderful love letter to early survival horror. What's it look like, you ask? The original Final Fantasy VII, of course. Weird decision, but kind of perfect.
Not a lot of people cite Ecstatica as a visual reference for that, which makes sense because nobody played Ecstatica. It's a survival horror game for like the Amiga that is all voxel kind of looking. Yeah, Crow Country fucking rules. The art style does get in the way of it being scary, but yeah.
Crow Country and that one where you're like slowly turning into a doll.
Oh, the Elisa. Elisa. That one.
Yeah, those, I don't know, remind me of each other and both are very cool.
Yeah, it's the PS1 aesthetic.
Yeah, I guess.
Good point. Let's see. That was you. Hey, Ben, what does Giblets from the Discord say?
Giblets says, retro-style boomer shooters, Cultic, Dusk, Bolt Gun, Proteus, etc. It becomes so much of my bullshit that anytime a game of that style comes up, my buddies will let me know. Or if it's on a huge Steam sale, just gift it to me. Sick.
Definitely check out Witchfire. It's not strictly speaking a boomer shooter, but it's very fast in a way that reminds me of them.
A zoomer shooter?
And it's good.
Check out
Zoomer shooter, yes.
Check out it's called HROT, Hrot. It is Quake by way of like Soviet brutalism.
Ooh,
if you haven't seen that
sounds interesting.
Yeah. And then finally here we have Stone Skeleton who says, Bloodborne and any 40k game come to mind. Am a sucker for candles, summoning circles, and Victorian or Gothic architecture. If it looks like an appropriate area to summon Satan, I'm into it. Yeah. Good answers, just so I have something to say that is not marathon, because we spent a lot of time talking about the marathon aesthetic. There's an old horror game that I like called The Horror of Salazar House. If you want to take a look at it, it kind of has like an old DOS kind of vibe, also monochromatic, but like old DOS like Mac Venture style crossed with like a dungeon crawler. It's a good, fun little game, and I need to see if they've made something else. Oh, they have. They did put something else out in the intervening time. But yeah, horror of Salazar House. Moxie, how about you?
So, like, Marathon and Bloodborne definitely rank up there, and probably Bloodborne is, like, if I was going to actually go with my favorite, probably that. However, like you said, in order to have something else, I think World of Horror.
Okay.
I really love its aesthetics, which
more
ironically
Mac Venture
is
stuff.
yeah, and very much the like what do they call it, like 1-bit graphics or whatever.
Yeah. Same thing with Cyclopean. The three of us have cited a 1-bit style game.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Have you played it, or are you just like appreciating it from like screenshots and Let's Plays and stuff?
I've played it a good deal. I go back to it every so often, just to try out the new content. But similar to my highlight of my career is similar to how you can supplay a ghost train in Final Fantasy. You can bite a ghost school building to death in this game.
That's how you establish dominance.
Yeah, exactly.
Ben, how about you?
I had to dig back in my library for this one, but Manifold Garden is a puzzle game that's like super
that sounds
mathy.
familiar.
That's the fractal one. It's like fractal antechamber.
Yeah, and it's like it has a mechanic where it's like you can jump off a ledge and you just eventually fall down to the same platform again. But it's really beautiful shapes and that sort of game. So
yeah. And wonderful aesthetic on that. Also, like kind of in the same vein, there's a game called Cairo, spelled with a K, that has kind of like a similar. I wish those games were a little bit more interesting to play. Yeah.
If we're talking cover art, I think Aiko's Japanese cover art probably some of the best I've ever seen.
Oh yeah, no, it's wonderful. I love the good pick, especially compared to the American one, which is god awful. Yeah. Well, thank you for responding, and thanks to Dennis in absentia for posting the question. If you would like to participate, follow us on Blue Sky at thelevelpodcast.bsky.social and watch for the prompts to go up on Monday afternoons. The end boss. Now it's time for the end boss, where we talk about things that are happening in the world of video games and how we feel about them. And it looks like shit's light today in terms of not having an AI horror fuck story in the mix, unless there's something I have not seen. Let's see. Ben, you have a couple of movies to talk about.
Yeah, I think both of these came out within the last week, so I was just going to bring them up. The first one is they released the trailer for the Backrooms movie, which looks kind of cool. I'm into it, the horror that it provides, but I forget the actor's name, or it's the dude from 12 Years a Slave, and then the woman from Sentimental Value are both the co-stars in it. But yeah, has some pretty awesome looking like liminal type horror in it. I also like randomly kind of went on a deep dive with like how the backroom videos are made over the weekend. That was kind of interesting, where it's like all in Blender. It's like they basically make an art asset and they use a program to make like a shaky camera to go through that, like, and then they just have somebody do commentary over it. It's like, that's super ingenious, and it looks really high quality, and you can only do it for exactly that,
Yes, because it's just that. Yeah.
But anyway,
so the thing that worries me about this is like, how does this work with the fact that like no one owns the Backrooms?
Probably the same way that they made Slender Man movies and stuff. They just we don't care. We can just make it.
I thought though, like specifically with Slender Man, there was some like harassment of then fan like stuff.
I don't know. I can't remember.
I think it's like one of those things where it's like you email yourself your script, so there's like a date on it so that nobody can steal it from you. It's like there's so much content of backroom stuff before this movie comes out that it's like I don't think they're going to have grounds for like being like, hey, cease and desist, like making this. Even the guy who's directing it, there's no, he's going to continue making movies like after this comes out, and they apparently are cool with that within the contract. But anyway, I don't know. Could be a cool horror movie if people are into that. The other story is about the Elden Ring movie. Is beginning shooting this week, and I think it was released that Nick Offerman had signed on to be in the movie. So that's fun, since he's worked with Alex Garland in a couple movies now. I think
he was in Civil War.
Yeah, I think. Oh yeah, and he was in Devs, the TV show with Alex Garland as well. So, and then they released like there's some footage of like people like on TikTok like showing like the set that they've built is, I think they're shooting in Scotland right now.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and so it looks a lot like the kind of like starting area and Stormvale Castle type area. So yeah, I don't know. I'm still hopeful for this movie, but we'll see.
I'm learning as little about it as possible.
All right. I will stop bringing these types of stories to the show.
You don't have to stop. Like we can, if it's noteworthy, it's noteworthy. The fact that they're doing Limgrave and Stormvale is not surprising to me.
Sure.
Like this, it does seem like the scope of the story is going to have to be like, it can't be the entire game. Be like it just the closest comparison I can think of is like the Dark Tower movie, where it's like we're just gonna speed run this bitch. Yeah. It's like, no, you can't do that.
Well, thinking of his previous works are much more contained, like stories, thinking like Sunshine or like Ex Machina or Men or something like that. But like Civil War is probably the one that's the most like broad environmental storytelling. So it could be something like that, perhaps.
Yeah.
But even that's still pretty contained story. But we'll see.
Yeah. What's the other one?
Oh, those were the two. Elden Ring.
Sorry. Yeah.
Did you forget about the Backrooms already that you were there?
We've always been there. No, because Moxie has another movie related one, at least related to actor thing. Moxie, what did Chris Pratt do?
Oh no.
It's more what Chris Pratt apparently doesn't do, which is he appears to know literally nothing about Mario. Apparently there's been kind of a history of him making somewhat awkward like comments about the series that implies that he's never actually played it. The most recent one though is when someone asked him what he hopes fans enjoy from the film and seeing the film and is excited to show people. He said kind of stuttered and then eventually said he hopes people see the planets other than Mushroom Planet, which is a thing, by which I mean it isn't a thing. So yeah, that is literally the whole story, and now the internet is referring to him as LARPing as Mario, which is kind of funny to me.
He is. He's an actor. He's paid to pretend to be Mario. The thing that gets under my skin is not. He's like, whatever, fake fan. I don't care. They don't have to cast a Mario knower to play Mario. Whatever. But the fact that he in interviews and stuff feels the need to say like, oh man, I love Mario from way back. Like, it'd be so much cooler if he just said, this is like a paycheck to me. It's cool. Like, they're fun, but
that's not his bag. His bag is like, I am promoting your summer blockbuster and I can sail this ship into financial success.
Which is ironic.
The other Mario Galaxy.
I was just is ironic because I feel like it's very much like Jack Black that makes the Mario series work, not him.
Well, I was going to say there's another story about this, which is like there was an interview where somebody asked Charlie Day, who voices Luigi in the movie, who's your favorite Luigi? And he said, probably Luigi Mangione.
I believe the question. Nice. I believe the question was even so pointed as, "Who's your favorite Luigi from recent American history?"
Oh yeah. They were definitely trying to steer him into it. And it's so funny because Jack Black is sitting there grumbling like he gets to say that, and I had to not be friends with Kyle Gass anymore.
Yeah,
like that. Hey, Jack, that was your fault for like fucking over your friend, dude. Yeah. My story is related to Marathon, and this is just a fun story about the meta changing. So I've talked about Rook runs and how they're meant to get you back on your feet from doing like, salvage. But you only drop in solo into existing multiplayer games where people are rolling around with crews. Rooks are at a marked disadvantage, except for some stealth abilities that they have. Like it's not meant to be like super empowering. However, with some combination of proximity chat and like offsite organization, the Rooks are unionizing. People have just started running into like, okay, we're rolling along, and then like halfway through the match, in comes the Rooks, who are finding each other and using proximity chat to coordinate and team up against the other people who come in with the loot in order to take them down and then split the proceeds. It fucking rules. I love it so much.
Just that's like 100 Rooks pop up when they're trying to extract.
Yeah. And
we're not trapped in here with you.
Yeah, you're trapped in here with us. Yeah. I have no idea how widespread this is. I have not read into it, although I have had experience recently of like running into other Rooks and being at the very least like, yeah, man, that building's picked over. I'm going to go this way, and not being killed by another Rook at least. But I love the idea of solidarity cropping up among people who do Rook runs. So
now I need to see if someone's made like a Rook Union shirt.
I'm sure that it will. I'm sure that that one will pop up if this goes any further. But just like an organic change to the meta like this is beautiful to see. And I finally get to participate in one of these because I'm playing a multiplayer game, which I never do. So
it's nice to see an oppressed class rise up. So yes. Keep that going.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's what I got. How does everybody feel about butting it up?
Let's leave this mushroom planet.
Thank you so much for listening to level number 580. I'm going to keep this brief because I have a piece of hair in my mouth and I cannot get it out. If you want to help out the show, you can go to patreon.com/Duckfeed.tv. Kick a few bucks a month in and get a whole bunch of bonus content from other shows. You can also leave a rating or review. Leave comments if you can leave comments on places, and help spread the word. All of that is good stuff. Is there anything that I'm forgetting? Okay. I've been Kaye. You can find me on Blue Sky at Kaye.zone.
I've been Moxie. You can find me in Marathon, I guess.
I've been Ben Merkel.
And stick around for some titles. I didn't write any down.
had one, then didn't write down, and now I cannot remember.
Okay.
It's been that type of day.
I only wrote one down.
Okay.
I wrote the first Geneva Convention.
Okay, yeah, I like that.
That's pretty good. Oh, the one I had was just the Rooks unionizing.
Yeah. I like the first Geneva Convention.
Yeah, that one's very good.
It's a timely title, unfortunately.
But, yeah. All right. Well, it is decided.